ladies. Welcome back to another episode of Esthetician Edit. Today we are here with Michelle from Mesoestetic, and we're just going to go right into it and get to know the brand. I know a little bit. I've heard a little bit about Cosmelan, so I'm excited to learn about that treatment specifically. But I guess if you can share with us what makes Mesoestetic unique and why do you believe that estheticians should carry the brand in their treatment room?
Well, Mesoestetic is from Barcelona, Spain. We've been around for 40 years.
40?
40 years.
Oh my goodness.
So a lot of people don't know that we've been around that long. So 40 years, 90 countries.
Wow.
90 countries. So I would have to say the science is what grounds us, is at the forefront of our technology, our patents.
Mm-hmm.
We have patents in several of our products, one of which is we're going to talk about today, which is the Melaphenone.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what's unique. We have the ability in our products to actually regulate pigment in your skin at its source.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to say the risk and development part, the fact that we have our own lab, the fact that we're backed by dermatologists, scientists, and plastic surgeons. It really gives us evidence-based treatments that we can provide, which help you and
Mm-hmm.
everybody else with your all-over results that you can give to your client.
Yeah, I feel like it's super important to have evidence-backed
Mm-hmm.
treatments because sometimes your clients ask you, like, okay, how do I know this is going to work? And
Yes.
to just have that proof, especially like 40 years worth of studies and stuff like that,
Correct.
is super important.
It's very, very important, and what it should lend to any provider that's using our products, especially because we're dealing with retinoids. We're dealing with chemical peels, a lot of them. It should give you a safety factor where you don't have to wonder what's going to happen or is something bad going to happen. As with anything, there are risks, but part of the development of all of our products come with testing and trying these out and finding new formulations. And I think that also gives us the ability to take the feedback that we get out in the marketplace. If things have evolved and we need to add new things or we need to make changes to things, we do so. And we do that in a forward motion science-based, not just guessing. So we take the guesswork out of it. We put the science into it. We do the diligence on the back end to bring you a more stable product and one that you can count on and that your clients can then count on. So less risk, more reward.
So you mentioned a specific product. What was that again? Was it a specific product or treatment?
The Cosmelan peel.
No, the one that starts
the
with M.
Melaphenone.
Yeah.
Melaphenone.
How do you pronounce it?
Melaphenone.
Melaphenone.
Melaphenone. I am extremely excited about the Melaphenone and learning about the Melaphenone within the company. It's the one thing that really excites me. Not the one thing, but one of the many things that excites me. I do suffer from melasma.
Okay.
The skin condition that is just the gift that keeps giving. And it started younger, and then as I, started growing hormonally, it became more. So the Melaphenone contains the apigenin and the fluoretin, and that acts as tyrannase. And it actually travels down into your cells and attaches at the source and blocks tyrannase.
And that's like the melanin inhibitor.
Correct.
Okay.
This is the big thing that makes the Cosmelan peel so unique, and why a lot of times when people have tried other products, other peels, retinols, bleaching creams for that matter, you get rebound. Melasma is a condition. It needs to be regulated. It's something that, whether it's medications or hormones, is bringing this up. We begin chasing products. We chase lasers. We chase different kind of chemical peels. And for some, the initial is, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm shedding. I'm peeling. I'm flaking. And we get this drama and we get happy. And then for most of us, here comes what we call rebound.
Yeah, and it usually comes back stronger, right?
It comes back stronger. It comes back with a little bit of a vengeance. She's a little angry at us. And what happens is when you start using Cosmelan, it makes its way through the layers of the skin, slowly attaching to the cells. Those two components of the Melaphenone attaching to your cells and acting as tyrannase mean that when your skin's producing that and it's trying to go into the cell, it cannot. It sees on your cell our patent and it just goes. It just kind of bumps up against it and tries to find somewhere else to go. But when there's nowhere else to attach to it, it just goes away, right? So with the Melaphenone and the blocking of that tyrannase coming through, little by little, as your skin sheds and comes through the process, you notice it's lighter and lighter and lighter. And that's the regulation process.
Okay.
So that patent that is unique to us, that Melaphenone in our system, it helps in time. And it's not a quick fix. It's not one that you're going to put the Cosmelan on, you're going to have these results immediately. It does take some time. As we discussed with pigment, it's time that's our friend. So the long term is, in our ingredients is retinols, skin lighteners, and antioxidants. So when we use the peel, we apply the peel in office as a professional solution. You degrease the client and you apply a mask. And this mask is going to stay on your client's face for 6 to 8 hours.
Wow.
6 to 8 hours.
So that you just apply it and they go home with it and
Correct.
do their thing. Okay.
They go home. Ideally, you'd want to do your treatment earlier in the day. The later you do it, the more apt your client is to maybe say, I fell asleep. And we don't necessarily want to keep that mask on for longer than 8 hours. So it would be 6 hours for sensitive skin, 8 hours for more tolerant skin. After the client is done with their time, they just gently cleanse it off. Most of the time, we're not seeing much of a reaction until the 7th day. The 7th day is when you begin using what we called Cosmelan 2.
Okay.
So it's a 2-part system. One is a 6 to 8 hour mask that you wear home and then wash off. And then for the next 6 days, you're applying a calming cream called Milan Recovery. And then you're using our Mesoestetic sunscreen. Day 7 is when the magic happens. Day 7, you open up this cute little jar, said Cosmelan 2. It's a little bit of a diluted version of what we put on in office.
Okay.
Okay. So that process is going to be morning and night, morning and night. For some, it's going to be one time a day.
Okay.
It is retinol. So you are going to flake. You are going to shed. What I love about it, I'm doing it right now. So
you can't even tell you're not flaking or shedding or anything.
If you would have seen me 2 days ago, this would have been a different story. So I woke up the other day with what a lot of people want. I woke up to feeling like I was a shedding snake happening. Yes. The neat thing about this is, because the Cosmelan 2 you're going to be using for the next 6 months. So you're going to be using this product for a while. You actually get on a little bit of a path or a
journey.
What is it called? Yeah, I mean, this is where
roller coaster.
It's kind of like you
up and down.
Yeah, it's kind of like you get on a rhythm.
A rhythm.
Everybody finds their rhythm, right? For me, it's morning and night, applying it for 3 or 4 days, and then I have to back off for a day or two, and then I come back on. Just like we do with any retinol. Anytime somebody starts using retinol, we always say use it once or twice a week until you find your rhythm. Everybody's tolerance is going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
But with this, I feel that I can almost control when I'm going to peel. If I know I have an event coming up, maybe in 7 to 10 days, maybe I'm going to use it every other day.
Okay.
I'm not going to use it as often. But if I know that I want to power punch it and kick it back into gear, then I do use it every day, sometimes twice a day. And when I do that, I know on day 4 to 5, I'm going to get dry and I'm going to flake and peel. But one thing we never do is we never abandon the treatment.
Okay.
We never abandon it. In that little Cosmelan 2 is the regulating process. So staying with that Cosmelan 2 is what's going to keep me balanced.
I heard from a little birdie that uses it, that it kind of trains the skin over time too, to just block the what is it,
the tyrannase? Yes.
Tyrannase. And so then after you finish the whole treatment, what happens?
Beautiful question. So to comment on the training, absolutely. It's training. That's what the Melaphenone is doing. It's attaching and training that tyrannase to stay away. Great question is, what does a client do at the end?
Yes.
Right? So I say there is no end.
Okay.
I say don't end.
Yeah.
We actually commonly retail the Cosmelan 2. Just the 30-gram jar is a very hot item for clients to retail. I being one of them, I don't think that I will ever give up my Cosmelan 2. And I
Mm-hmm.
always hold up the little jar and I say, it's a little jar from heaven for me, because
Mm-hmm.
the reality is I'm 53. I should be using a retinol. I
Mm-hmm.
should just be using that as part of my regimen. I should be using a antioxidant every
Mm-hmm.
day. And because of my melasma, I should be using a skin lightener.
Yeah.
This is what makes up Cosmelan too.
Mm-hmm.
So if it helped my regulation of my pigment and it has me happy with my melasma, I really do not see a purpose in getting off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because all I would do is then replace one purchase of my jar
Mm-hmm.
with 3 products.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not worth it.
No, it's cost effective. I know it's working, and this is working for my melasma. I don't want to stop that regulation process,
Mm-hmm.
because when you do stop using it, if you stop attaching the melaphenone to the cell, then the blocking of the tyrosine does stop as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say for the patient that had all clearance, you're completely happy, it is something that you could come off of. I would highly suggest that you get on some kind of tranexamic acid gel or cream,
Mm-hmm.
to help continue with your results. And then maybe in time next year or the year after, do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I think that goes back to just setting expectations with your clients. Like,
Hmm.
for example, acne is not something that is just curable. Usually, if you're
Right.
acne prone, it'll always kind of come back here
Yes.
and there. It's just how to manage it. Same thing with melasma.
Yes.
Yeah, melasma is very different from regular pigmentation.
It is. It
Mm-hmm.
has its own. I like to say she, but she has her own mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy for a lot of people. It's one thing that we always think we can get rid of it. We hear
Mm-hmm.
that a lot from people. I did this or that, and I got rid of it, and now they're in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
and they're saying fix it,
Yeah.
and they're under the mindset that we can get rid of it. So I feel like the education part of it is really important, as you said, with setting
Mm-hmm.
the proper expectations
Yeah.
for what's going to happen.
And also, too, I think a lot of times we will work with, like, because you are an esthetician. So
Hmm.
when you take home Cosmelan too, it's easy for you to develop the intuition where it's like,
Yes.
okay, I'm going to stop now. I have my event in a few days. But I guess this kind of encourages you as an esthetician to keep that ongoing communication with your client
Yes.
too, which is good because it develops trust, right?
Yes.
So how do you work with clients? Do you work with clients?
I
too?
do.
Okay,
I
how do
do.
you work with clients with the at-home care?
So everything with clients is about education.
Mm-hmm.
It's about properly educating them, showing them visual,
Mm-hmm.
too, and giving them options. In our kit, we do have all the protocols in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can be good and bad. I think we all know with protocols, we can give the protocol to the client, but then they go home and things can kind of
Yeah.
switch up a little bit, right? So having the protocols in the box is very, very helpful, because
Mm-hmm.
it gives them that reinforcement back home. I would say just a clear path of understanding that this is a long term, this is slow, to stick with our products that we have in the kit, because they synergistically work together,
Mm-hmm.
to create a successful protocol for them. I think it's important for me, that I stay in touch with them,
Mm-hmm.
from morning to night, every 2 to 3 days, checking in with them,
Yeah.
physically getting them on the phone to say, how is your experience? What are you going through? Do you have questions? Because this is retinol, because there is a huge drying factor to this,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're my account with Mesoestetic or whether you're my customer with Mesoestetic, it's one of those things to where the touchbacks with the
Mm-hmm.
client about their hydration levels are huge.
Yeah.
Hydration directly affects melanin. So if we are dehydrated, our melanin wants to fire off, it triggers
Mm-hmm.
it. So this gives you a really good opportunity to keep in touch with your client, to make sure that they're having a successful treatment
Mm-hmm.
just by simple touchbacks. Through those touchbacks, I feel like the client stays, more educated, because you're able to dribble the
Mm-hmm.
information to them as you're checking in with them. It can initially sound like a lot in the protocol. You have this
Yeah.
step, you have that step, then you have to do this. And a lot of times people get stuck on hearing the time factor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I like to tell people, kind of pull away from the time and get into the results.
Mm-hmm.
Get into the education of understanding melasma, understanding time.
Yeah.
Time is our friend here, but unfortunately, people's schedule can get in the way of that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a clear line of communication. But for providers, I think it's them educating themselves with us. And that's something that I'm very, very proud of. Mesoestetic, we are brought to the U.S. by DG Cosmetics. So although I work for Mesoestetic, I actually work for DG Cosmetics here in the U.S. And one of the things that DG as a company is very proud of is that we have the academy with Mesoestetic. So every provider of our peels, of our skin retin packs, you get an invitation when you open the account to be a part of our educational platform. With that, we do monthly master classes, live in person. We do live webinars. And then all of us that are your reps, account managers, we are available to our providers endlessly for training because we want to make sure the message is getting to the client correctly. So I think it all starts with education, proper education.
I love it. I'm
Yay,
getting
education.
convinced over here.
I'm ready to get it in your hands for sure.
Yes. As an esthetician, as an educator, what trends are you seeing in the industry right now? And then how does Mesoestetic kind of fulfill those trends?
I love it. What I see trending right now, especially at the shows, glass skin. Glass skin is all the rage. It's a lovely thing. It's multi-layer treatments, people trying to combine different kind of sterile solutions with microneedling. Can we combine it with chemical peeling? How do we function with these layering of treatments that I'm seeing? What we have, can I back up on that? I'm doing ums.
I cut those out.
Ay vey. All right. So how do I know, right? Like, so how do I restart? So what I see trending right now is the glass skin protocols, multi-layer treatments, trying to mix different ampules, different solutions. I see everybody on the hunt for what's a great sterile solution for microneedling and stamping. Mesoestetic has a very large SKU of different kinds of ampules that you can microneedle with that are sterile solutions. We proudly partner these with our chemical peels. Some people, when they find out, wait a minute, you can combo a chemical peel with an ampule and we can stamp with microneedling. Yes, you can. It is safe. And we know this because we have spent a lot of money with R&D. We have researched this. We have tried this. We have invented and developed a lot of protocols that allow us to take something that is called our Skin Retin Expert Pack. It is 2 ampules or 2 vials. One is an aqueous solution and one of is an oily solution. But it is our exosomes, retinol, and our epigenetics technology, which is DNA reversal. Who doesn't want exosomes right now?
I know. Just you saying that got me excited.
You know, who doesn't want exosomes? So the neat thing is we're all too into that visual of how it looks too. So it has a neat look to it as well. It has 2 vials. One's red, one's kind of clear. You put a syringe on the top and you withdraw it with a syringe. So it has a little bit of show to it as well. But it's a very simple protocol. You can use it with stamping. You can use it without. You can use it with a Jesner's peel or without. But our Skin Retin Pack offers 20 treatments for a very, very nice special price, which is extremely affordable to the practitioner, to the client. You just get the wow factor skin. You get a no downtime, beautiful, beautiful treatment, getting you some exfoliation, hydration, and the benefits of exosomes on your skin. So it really works out for everybody, not only the office, but the provider, the provider and the patient, with very little risk. But I feel like that is another way that Mesoestetic has an avenue into the trends of what's going on. I do feel like there is an expansion happening with our ampules. We are going to be releasing things like Mesotox, which will help elongate the results from people getting injections. I know a lot of times as estheticians, we're battling being able to offer services that can compete with higher level services, we offer that to the esthetician. Our medical grade line gives them that opportunity to handle products that are in dermatology office, that are in plastic offices, that really offer results driven, not just kind of a dream of what can be. And I think that that makes a difference in the aesthetic practice to be able to offer such a high quality luxury item that also produces results with skin conditions that are very difficult to treat. So a lot of our solutions are made to back up, whether it's the acne treatments that we have, the skin lightening treatments we have, the anti-aging treatments. We have ampules that go all over, even for depuffing the eyes.
Ooh, I like
We have a beautiful artichoke ampule that people love to stamp under the eye that helps with depuffing. So there's really nowhere on the body that Mesoestetic can't touch. Everything from the eyes to the body to even our Dermamelan Intimate. We have an intimate bleaching system too.
Oh, I didn't know that. You guys
Yes.
have pretty much everything.
We can cover your whole body.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, it's great because it's like, I'm thinking a lot of my clients too are, I feel like I started off doing, I did the buccal massage and stuff and the
nice.
sculpting and stuff, but a lot of my clients are into rejuvenating. They're much older, into rejuvenating treatments and stuff. So it sounds like your line would just cover pretty much all of the issues that kind of come up as you're aging, right?
Absolutely. I love how you just nail it. It's like you need this in your life. But yes, especially with epigenetics in our system, what is that? Again, it's the DNA reversal. We do focus a lot of things, items in our lines, the SKUs in our lines on the anti-aging, and it offers another level of hydration, pigment, reversal, that really is for all ages, but it really does fill that gap with your aging skin, your more mature client, the pigmentation. But as I go down the list, it begins to take me down through everything else that'll cover everybody, the acne, the intimate. I will say the intimate ends up being one that was a shocker for me a little bit, that I was surprised at how many people were having trouble finding a highly effective intimate area lightening system. I think it never really occurred to me that our intimate areas were being so resistant with the pigment and that we would need some sort of regulation in that area. So I would say too that, as you asked me earlier, like what are the standout treatments? That's been something that's been a little bit of a surprise, that's been a heavy request in the marketplace, besides the exosomes, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, you speak so highly of the brand. You're obviously an educator, but I know that you have like more of a personal connection also. So do you mind sharing what inspired you to personally work with Mesoestetic?
So the personal involvement with Mesoaesthetics came from how I got into the industry as a whole. I was burned in a plastic surgeon's office with an IPL. I would gone in for hair removal, and inadvertently they used the wrong modality on me. From there, I began to have the hyperpigmentation, post-inflammatory on my upper lip and all over on my cheek, and it has been something for now almost 20 years that I have battled. I have treated with every kind of a laser imaginable, microneedling, lightening creams, hydroquinones for days. This has been the only thing that has just made me happy. The fact that it has the Melaphenone, this patent that I'm so excited about personally. That's what makes me so excited about the Melaphenone is I suffer from this. This is a problem for me here in Miami. Living here, we're in the sun. It's something we can't avoid. So for me, it ends up being the fact that this company has been around for 40 years. On the back end, I see the science. I see the changes they make. I'm a part of hearing what happens through the pipeline, and to know the changes and the pivots and the moves that are made are extraordinary. We all love the skin, so passionate about it, and the luxuriousness that I feel with these products combined with the efficacy and what I'm seeing, it just makes you want to sell it. It makes you want to make people, get to use this because you see it. And I'd have to say, from a provider standpoint as well as a consumer standpoint, the price points can't be beat. for what I'm getting, for the kind of product that I get, and the kind of service that I can deliver. You know, we all say proof is in the pudding, and the proof is in this pudding. We have it. It gives you amazing results. We give you options from basic facial all the way up to these regulating, depigmenting solutions that change lives. So I am obsessed with it. I do love it. I think everybody should give it a try because it'll change your practice. I feel like offering Mesoestetic gives you an opportunity into a clinical side of things, and it will elevate your practice because it gives you not only results driven treatments, but science-based treatments. And as we said in the beginning, when you're delivering science-based treatments and you have the data behind, it gives you that confidence to be able to stand tall and strong and say, I know this product will work. The company's behind it, and you've seen 40 years.
Exactly.
40 years.
That's what I was thinking. When you were speaking, I was like, it sounds like there's a clear A to Z. Like, you know the timeline, you know the protocol, exactly what they need to do and stuff.
Yes.
And sometimes as estheticians, you kind of just will do something and you'll be like, I hope this works for this client, because sometimes not every treatment works for every client.
Yes.
But this feels like there's like a lot of confidence behind giving the treatment.
There is an enormous amount of confidence to where if I have a situation where I have to mitigate some sort of situation of things aren't moving in a time frame that people expect, right? And it's usually because the expectations haven't been met, generally on the client's part, because they want things so fast. We have been through this, and this is where we have the supporting products that will back what we're doing, or that we now know, wow, we need to look forward and say, as I'm evaluating you as a client, what are your personal independent needs? You may need pre-treatment. I may need to get you on maybe a retinol a month before, or maybe I need to pre-treat you with a peel 30 days before. And the other person coming through the door, I didn't need to do that. So we offer pre-treatment, post-treatment, after, just all for support of every single thing that we do. And we are very confident about it because we have been through it. So we're very proud of it. We're very proud of our accomplishments and what we do.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So where can our listeners find out more about Mesoaesthetics, and can you give us a website?
Yes.
Instagram?
So DG Cosmetics, we are the proud distributor in the U.S. We are the only distributor in the U.S. To offer Mesoestetic, and you can find us at mesoaestheticulus.com.
Okay. I'll include that in the show notes.
Included in the link. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. We
Of
are happy to
course.
be here.
Thank you. Bye, Esties. That was so good.
You like?
So good. I can't believe you were gonna like have a thing, and like you speak so naturally.
She's good at what she does.
She's really
I
good.
think it's when I tell you guys, like,
Thank you, my love.
you know, when you have things on your brain
Yeah.
and there's
You
like
have
too.
the
I
It
have
gets
it.
too
somewhere
much.
in there. It traveled.
Yeah, but usually when it comes to work, there's certain things that you can just do in your sleep. Like
When
I'm
you're
sure,
passionate about this, when you love, I'm sure you
Yeah.
guys hear it though. Like when we love skin, it's almost like,
Oh,
can we
yeah.
just get in our pajamas and have like
you can talk about it all day, all night.
all day, all night? I really do want to bring over. I have a lot of stuff, and so maybe over the next couple of weeks, like we can, and I can come over here.
Yeah. You know, I have a client that has horrible melasma, so maybe we like
Let's do
we
her.
can like kind of like sponsor her, and we can
Let's
do a
let's
whole video on
Let's do it.
it. Yeah, let's do it.
I would love to do it
We just
because
I'll tell her, I'll coordinate with her. She can come
this is
here.
a thing. And I would want to see her to see if we need to do Cosmelan or DermamelanHow.
Okay.
Because there is a difference in the two.
I've actually, let me get my phone. Her melasma's gotten way better with me. But she actually got the Cosmelan. She got plastic surgery in Colombia, and they gave her the Cosmelan, and they did like, they were gonna do like a Zoom call with her, so she has it.
Oh.
But she's just like, hey, like if I come to you, will you like? And I'm like, I can tell the guy that does the treatment. He said that he can come and show me.
I
And
can
we-
show
but
you.
you
no,
can- yeah.
No.
Let me show you her face because
And you could even see me do like a consultation, you know,
Yeah,
with her,
yeah.
so I can give. You can
Yeah,
see
we can
me how I
record
give
it
her the what
for
fors.
YouTube. We can do it like, this will probably come out in like next month. So
Beginning of
if
next month.
yeah, so we can make this come out like a video in the treatment room like a week after.
Nice. Okay,
Okay,
that would
let
be
me
good.
That would be amazing.
That would be really nice.
So I mean, you can't. I have some more
You got
photos,
this
but you see how dark she was there.
Mhm.
It's a whole mask on her face, but she still has.
What did you use on her? You did it.
Yeah. So it took a while.
But mommy, that looks really
Yeah.
nice.
There's this treatment. It's called phytotox, and it uses something called chloro, which protects the barrier, and you put a peel on top, and it's activated with red light. So we did that, and we did some microneedling.
I want you to send me that. I like
This picture.
Well, no, the information for what you just did.
I don't have any. I did the phytotox on her too.
That gives a nice result.
Yeah, it's really good for pigment, but she's still like not. You know when like you do so much for them and they're still not happy. I'm like, girl.
I know, because that she should be happy. You know.
I have this other client too. Maybe we do this other one.
She looks like she would be. See, here's where it gets tricky. She's probably a DermamelanHow. So people always say, and this is what makes it hard for Estes. What is the difference between DermamelanHow and Cosmelan? Huge, huge. But that lady has is really deep. It's real deep. It's been there for a while. That's your DermamelanHow.
DermamelanHow.
DermamelanHow is 4 hours of wear time. It's a
Look at
$2,000 peel.
Oh,
You can
really?
only be medical. So the Cosmelan, that white box, is for the estheticians, and it's not as
Oh,
strong.
so the DermamelanHow can nurse practitioners do it?
Correct.
My mom's a
You
nurse
can do it.
practitioner.
You can do it.
Oh, I
Like,
can?
I can bring it. I can do it, right? So like I can bring it over. I can put it on her, right? You can put it on her because I'm bringing it over to you. But out there in the world, they can't even buy if they don't have a doctor because it's such a high potency.
Okay.
So if they have a doctor, let's say you have an Esty and she has a medical director, she can have it. She
Okay.
can have it. She can put it on all day long. But if it's just your independent Esty,
Yeah.
and they're in a suite working out of their home, they have no doctor on staff, no nurse practitioner, they can't have it.
So what do you want to do on her, Cosmelan or DermamelanH?
She looks like she would be a DermamelanHow person.
Oh, okay.
She
This is
looks like-
another girl I have. We haven't. This is not my. We're still. It's been a journey. This is just like her. Like, there's no results yet.
I would want a DermamelanHow her too.
But she's the one that got burned with lasers.
She would want DermamelanHow. She needs a DermamelanHow. My skin, feel my skin right now. This is this is 2 months.
It's not bad.
It's not, but this is what I notice. Brushing of the teeth. And I always feel this way. Anytime I go through and whether I'm doing laser resurfacing or anything on myself, I always pay attention how I brush my teeth. My toothpaste always drains. I'm one of these, but these are the things that we look at, but I'm the client that's going to come in. And this is what I've always noticed about me, because you see me, I'm always touching my face. I'm always touching. Everybody's like, Michelle, that's so disgusting. But they do. My friends do. They're like, Michelle, you're gonna break out, don't you? I'm like, I know my face at this point. I'm 53. But these are the things that I think people don't pay attention to.
Yeah.
I'm using this heavy set retinol and I'm brushing my teeth. I see the foam from my toothbrush and it just dries you out. So I'm getting more dry here. But the Cosmelan will give you a glow. Like right now, I'm a glow.
No, you look incredible.
But
and your skin looks amazing.
When I stop using it,
It goes away.
It goes away a little bit. It does, because the Cosmelan too keeps you, I like to say it gommages. At some point you'll go like this and you'll feel the skin just rolling.
Oh my goodness.
Rolling off.